On February the 2nd, 2012, the turbulent waters of the Bismarck Strait in Papua New Guinea, PNG, witnessed one of the darkest maritime disasters in the nation's history. The passenger ferry MV Rabaul Queen capsized and sank, dragging hundreds of lives down to the ocean floor. The incident was not merely a natural accident. It was the culmination of a series of systemic failures, corporate negligence, lax regulatory oversight, and a culture that placed profit above safety. Let us delve into what truly happened in the tragedy of the MV Rabaul Queen in 2012, an event that shook Papua New Guinea to its core. To understand why this tragedy occurred, one must look at the geography of Papua New Guinea. With terrain fragmented by high mountains and vast oceans, road transport is extremely limited. Inter-island ferries are not just a mode of transport, they are economic and social lifelines carrying students to school, people to work, and trade goods. In this context, shipping companies hold immense power and often operate in a state where demand far exceeds supply. The MV Rabaul Queen was owned by Rabaul Shipping, run by Peter Sharp, a well-known and controversial businessman in PNG. The ship was built in Japan in 1983 and was originally designed to operate in calm inland waters or short coastal routes, not to cross open rough seas like the Bismarck Strait in adverse weather conditions. Before the accident, Rabaul Shipping was a household name. However, their fleet was frequently the subject of complaints regarding poor hygiene, overcrowding, and poor service. Nevertheless, because fares were cheaper than air travel, which is expensive in PNG, the public, especially students and teachers, had few other options. The fateful journey began from the port of Kimbe, West New Britain, heading to Lae on the PNG mainland. From the moment of departure, there were signs of instability. According to survivors, the ship was packed tight with people. Passengers were crammed onto the decks. Many had no seats and had to lie on the floor. The first condemnatory failure was the passenger manifest. Rabaul Shipping did not perform an accurate count. The official number has always been a subject of debate, but it is estimated there were between 360 to 400 people on board, while the safety license only permitted approximately 310 people, including the crew. As the ship entered the Bismarck Strait, the weather deteriorated rapidly. This area is notorious for strong winds and complex currents. The National Weather Service had issued a gale warning, but the captain of the Rabaul Queen appeared to ignore or underestimate the level of danger. Passengers described a terrifying scene. Huge waves continuously battered the hull, accompanied by torrential rain and howling winds. The ship rolled violently, causing passengers to become seasick and vomit uncontrollably. Instead of reassuring passengers or seeking shelter, the crew continued the voyage. Around 6 a.m. on February the 2nd, disaster struck. According to witnesses and investigation conclusions, the ship was hit by 3 consecutive large waves. The first wave caused the ship to list heavily. The second wave hit before the ship could regain its balance, pushing the list beyond the limit of safety. And the third wave became the finishing blow, capsizing the vessel in just a matter of seconds. Everything happened so fast that hundreds of people trapped in the lower cabins could not escape. There was no clear evacuation order and no instructions on how to use life jackets. The survivors were primarily those who were already on the deck or were strong enough to smash windows to escape the chaos. The sinking of the MV Rabaul Queen was not due to a natural disaster, but the consequence of multiple violations persisting over years of operation. The ship was designed for calm waters but was regularly operated in rough seas. Over years of use, changes in layout, poor maintenance, and overloading raised the ship's center of gravity above safe levels. When hit by consecutive large waves, the ship could not right itself and capsized in seconds. Rabaul Shipping prioritized schedules and profit over safety. They ignored weather warnings before leaving port. A culture of fear within the company meant the captain took risks and did not dare to delay the trip. The National Maritime Safety Authority, NMSA, of PNG was criticized for issuing licenses casually for a ship unsuitable for open sea routes and poor supervision, with suspicions that inspections were bypassed. The ship exceeded the allowed number of people, with many tickets sold off the books and not listed on the manifest. This made rescue operations and victim identification chaotic, causing prolonged agony for the families of the missing. Although the tragedy happened suddenly and the distress signal was sent late, there was a glimmer of light: international rescue efforts. Immediately after receiving the notification, the Australian Maritime Safety Authority, AMSA, stepped in to assist Papua New Guinea. Commercial vessels in the vicinity, particularly the container ship MV Summer, quickly diverted and rescued the majority of survivors drifting in the sea. Thanks to this, approximately 246 people were saved, while 140 to 160 people died or went missing. The actual figure could be even higher, as many victims were students, women, and children trapped inside the hull. Survivors described the horrific moments of clinging to debris, helplessly watching loved ones sink before their eyes. The timely arrival of the MV Summer and Australian rescue aircraft was seen as a miracle, preventing the disaster from becoming even more catastrophic. The PNG government quickly established a commission of inquiry led by Judge Warwick Andrew. The final COI report was a scathing indictment. Judge Andrew concluded that the ship was unseaworthy and the accident was entirely preventable. He harshly criticized Peter Sharp and the NMSA. The legal battle regarding the Rabaul Queen tragedy lasted for years and became the focus of public attention in Papua New Guinea. In 2016, the PNG National Court convicted shipowner Peter Sharp and Captain Anthony Tisiao of manslaughter, a historic ruling marking the first time a major shipowner was held criminally responsible for a maritime disaster. However, subsequent events disappointed the victims' families. A lengthy appeals process, procedural issues, and controversial sentencing meant the pain and the feeling that justice was not fully served have haunted them to this day. The tragedy of the MV Rabaul Queen left expensive lessons for Papua New Guinea and the global maritime industry, especially in developing nations. First, a culture of safety must start at the leadership level. When businesses place profit above life, accidents become inevitable. Simultaneously, supervisory agencies must be independent and transparent, because a single moment of negligence in inspection can lead to disaster. Furthermore, passengers have the right to know and choose safety. The right to refuse to board substandard ships must be guaranteed by the provision of safer alternatives. Finally, the management of passenger manifests needs to be strict and digitized, because in a disaster, human identities must never be allowed to turn into vague numbers. An accurate manifest is the foundation for rescue and the minimum respect accorded to every life at sea. More than a decade has passed since that fateful day, and the wreck of the MV Rabaul Queen still lies deep at the bottom of the Vitiaz Strait, becoming a mass grave for hundreds of innocent people. The accident is a scar that cannot heal in the memory of the people of Papua New Guinea. It reminds us that against the power of the ocean, humans are truly small. But it is negligence, greed, and the disregard for human life that are the most terrifying tsunamis. Full justice for the victims may never have arrived, but the story of the Rabaul Queen must always be retold as a stern warning so that similar tragedies have no chance to recur.